All too often, law enforcement officers respond to volatile situations, and dealing with them can be hard, but it's even more challenging when they come across someone going through a mental health crisis. One way to address the challenge is for officers to complete a crisis intervention team training class. Lieutenant Michael Panzarella of the Carteret County Sheriff's Office shares his thoughts on this important program offered by Trillium Health Resources and how the training can serve as a jail diversion method.
We encounter many different individuals ranging from bipolar, schizophrenia, autism, and substance abuse. CIT is a big benefit for our officers who are responding to people who are in crisis. Oftentimes people with mental illness end up in the detention facility for crimes in which we have discretion as to whether to charge or divert. I feel like had this program been around earlier, we might have had a better handle on it and able to get these folks the help they need.
Sara Stanton of Trillium Health Resources discusses the format of the training and how this training sharpens an officer's skill set.
Training has 3 stages. The first stage is education, so providing the officers with a basic education on mental health, substance use, and intellectual and developmental disabilities. The second stage is community engagement. So we take the officers into the community where they meet individuals who are diagnosed with a mental illness, an addiction, or an intellectual disability, and they have an opportunity to engage with them. The third stage is practice. The scenarios are based on real-life scenarios that law enforcement have encountered in the communities. And we bring in role players who have a clinical background and are able to portray those scenarios as realistically as possible. The goal is for the officers to practice their verbal de-escalation skills, specifically their CIT skills.
Puts names for the things that most of the deputies do on a daily basis and explains why some things talking to individuals with mental health issues, things are easier. Try to avoid the making them more upset to really truly find a solution to the problem that they're going through at their particular time. Very informative, lots of really good instructors, very professional individuals that know a lot in the fields that they're talking about, and it's just a useful tool for us to have on the road and deal with these individuals, because most of the time they just need help, and they're people like you or I, and just a little different circumstances, and this class taught us that how to handle their special circumstances.
We are really proud. We ask the officers if they use their skills to send us success stories, and I can tell you after every single class that we've had, we have multiple success stories come in. In fact, our last training in Carteret County, we had a success story come in from Beaufort, where 2 individuals who had just recently graduated CIT class encountered an individual experiencing signs and symptoms of dementia. And because of their training, they were able to identify those symptoms. And instead of that person ending up in jail, they were able to get them the help and resources that they needed.
I'm grateful that the area law enforcement administrations have bought into this program in an attempt to help these individuals. For me, it's not a matter of whether someone goes to jail or not. It's a matter of whether we're doing all we can to help these individuals. I would encourage every law enforcement agency across the state to consider seriously sending and having each and every one of their officers CIT trained.
Sheriff Asa Buck says the office has implemented CIT training as a requirement to the field training program and plans to have all Carteret County deputies trained. Congratulations to the 13 graduates who completed the most recent training.